Well, Kelsey, thank you for being here today. What's going on?
Well, honestly, I didn't really want to do this today. I have had so much work recently, and I'm just really stressed about school and everything.
So I'm hearing that you're pretty stressed out. It's the middle of a semester.
Yeah, and I mean, I just applied to medical schools recently, so I finished all of my secondary applications, and I'm at the point where all I can do is wait, and it's kind of making me feel a little uncomfortable because I can't really do anything about it. So it's stressing me out.
Yeah, I'm hearing you're a little on edge just because you're waiting, and that's frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me more about the medical school application process.
Okay, well, first you have to take the MCAT, and I took it in June, late June. And I applied first, and you finish the MCAS application. And then as soon as the application's done, all of your letters of recommendation are in, which you have to get 3 for a lot of the schools that I'm applying to, 2 science professors, and then 1 non-science professor. And then you have to take your MCAT and get the scores back. So after all that's done, then your application is complete and it's sent to the schools. And then if any of the schools like you, then they'll send you back a secondary application to fill out, which is just an application for their school that's specific to them. And a lot of it is essay questions and really specific, kind of strange questions. And it takes a while to do. So then once you submit that, then you just wait until they email you back. And one I submitted in July, and I still haven't heard anything. But then a couple of them I submitted about 3 weeks ago, so I should be hearing from them soon. But it's just frustrating because I hear everyone else talking in my classes about, oh, I have this and this interview already, and I have, I'm going to go here, or I'm thinking about this, or people who get really good MCAT scores, and it just stresses me out because it's so, catty almost, pre-med, everybody's just so catty, not all of them, but at least some of them that I know. So it's just really hard to be around that all the time. And then for me, I haven't heard back from anyone yet, so it's just, I feel like I'm behind. But, I mean, I might not be, but, it's just frustrating.
Yeah. I hear that you're really frustrated, as you said, just because everybody's kind of, it's almost like high school, where everybody's just talking and talking.
Yeah,
so
it really is.
How do you feel about the strength of your application?
I mean, I think my application, volunteer-wise and everything, and grades, it is very good, but I didn't do as well as I wanted to on the MCAT, and I feel like that has definitely limited me in that aspect. So it's kind of like a crapshoot whether or not I'm going to get an interview somewhere. And the schools that I applied to, a lot of them they're the holistic approach to interviews, and they have lower MCAT score requirements. So I'm hoping I get in, but it just depends on what they want that year. Sometimes more females apply than males, and your ethnicity plays a role too. So it's just I can't do anything about it, and it just stresses me out. And I check my email almost all the time and check all the websites on the daily, and I know that's not good because that probably stresses me out more, but I can't help it.
So on the one hand, you feel that your application is really strong, but on the other hand, you're worried about your MCAT score being a factor. Is that correct?
Yes, and some of my grades aren't as good as other people's either. I hear people talking all the time about how, they have a 4.0 GPA, and, they're, doing all of these, other, honors scholars things and stuff like that, and it's just really stressful to hear when, I mean, I'm giving it my all too, but, I mean, it's just a lot harder for me.
So oh, sorry.
You're fine. I mean, I love biology, but it's just, like, a really difficult major, and, I mean, I'm not failing, but, I mean, I have really good grades, but not, you know, I don't have straight A's, so it's just stressful to hear other people, like, especially comparing everything, they're like, oh, like, how'd you do on that? It's like, it's just, like, not for me. I mean, I don't care, it doesn't, you know, it doesn't really affect me, but it bothers me sometimes, too, so.
Well, you say it doesn't affect you, but then again...
it does. I like to think it doesn't, but it does.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't, but it kind of does.
And that's understandable.
Yeah.
So how are you doing right now to kind of combat that stress?
Well, I really like to paint, and I really want to start another painting soon, but I haven't really I have to go buy a canvas first. But, I mean, I went home last weekend and visited my family, and that really helped, just kind of being around, like, my family and some friends from high school, and, you know, just... I visited my friend from Bellarmine today, and we had brunch, and that was a lot of fun, so it kind of took my mind off of it. But it's fine when I'm doing other things, when I'm busy, but then, like, whenever someone kind of brings it up, my mind goes back to it, and, you know, I overthink it all, so...
So you feel like you have to keep busy in order to not think about it?
Yeah, I feel like I do, but then at the same time, like, it really depends on what I'm doing, because if I'm busy with schoolwork, then I'll start thinking, oh, I have to get an A on this next test, because medical schools, they ask for your transcripts from the fall and spring of your senior year. So if you know, get a C or a D or fail a class, like, they could potentially, like, offer your seat to someone else. So my senior year really will count. And it just kind of stresses me out, because I really want to do well and, you know, prove to medical schools that I can't, like, I will be a good doctor one day, but, you know, I need to, it's just, that stresses me out so much, because everything's really up in the air right now. Like, if I don't get into medical school, what am I going to do next year, or, you know, what other jobs do I have to apply for if I don't get into medical school, but, I mean, I won't know for sure, probably until next semester, so I just hate how everything's up in the air. I like to have a plan laid out. That's the kind of person I am. So that's what bothers me the most about it, just the uncertainty, I think.
So what I'm hearing is that you're a very meticulous person. You like to have everything laid out in front of you, and this uncertainty is kind of driving you wild. Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. And it sucks because there's nothing I can really do about it except wait and wait to hear from them. And, I mean, you know, once I hear from them, then I can start planning other stuff.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's this uncertainty that I don't like, and, I mean, I need to deal with it eventually. But,
yeah, I see that.
You know, I like to have a plan
Gotcha.
for my future.
So, let's say that, well, let's just talk about what your other plans would be.
Well, if I...
Just briefly.
Right. If I didn't get into medical school, I would do the Disney College program for a semester and work with Mickey. So
Obviously,
that would be...
yeah.
Yeah, so that would be fun. But I applied for it for the spring, and I actually got really far in the application process.
Wow.
So if I get in, I don't know what I'm gonna do, because if I turn it down, then I'll always wonder, you know, oh, what if I would have done this? But if I take it, I won't be able to graduate in the spring, and I really would like to do that.
Yeah.
So, again, the up in the air thing. But, you know, if I didn't get in, I would apply for the college program in the fall as well, and do that, and then maybe just keep, like, volunteering like I do, or get, like, a job, like, as a CNA or something like that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it wouldn't be the end of the world if I didn't get into medical school, but, you know, it's not the ideal situation.
Well, it seems like you really have everything planned out. Like, whether you make it or not. And
Yeah.
that's a really good thing to have.
Right.
Well, it looks like we're out of time as per
Alright.
the timer. We'll pick it up next time. Thank you
Okay.
so much for being here, Kelsey.
Thank you, Emily.